Hi, friends. Welcome to my list of last minute game shopping. I am recording this live, so I've got the help of viewers right now, including Bing 413, who says, my top five games for last minute gifting during the holidays: Bid Euchre, Letters for Santa, a love letter variant, 12 Days, Codenames, Ito. And then for solo gaming, Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, Rove, Spirit Island, Agropolis, and Kinfire Delve. Yeah. Kinfire Delve, I really like. This was, I'm going to bring this up here on screen. Was it Vainglory's Grotto? I think I did a video for that one. So why don't we take a look here? Vainglory's Grotto is the first. I think they now have three games in this series. And it's a solo game. It's based on the Kinfire Delve world. And I really enjoy this one. You are rolling dice, but there's plenty of ways to mitigate the dice rolls and stuff. It's hand management as well. Hey, there's Monique and Naveen. Why don't we take a look at their watch it play it? Oh, let me turn down the sound here. But as you can see here, you're delving into the dungeon, trying to get to like the ultimate boss, right? And you're going to use that cards are going to come up. You're going to level up. You are going to gain weapons to get through it. There's some dice rolling, but it's really the hand management part of it is terrific. I love this game, and I highly recommend it. Thanks to Bing for the recommendation. Continuing on here, let's see. Kev Meeple 2365 says, I bought Agent Avenue for my wife as a stocking stuffer. Oh, okay. I've not played this one. Wait a second. No, I haven't. Okay, Agent Avenue. It's a 10-20 minute game. Okay, cool. Competitive card game combines bluffing, strategic set collection, and a race to uncover your opponent's identity. Very cool. I mean, you had me at Anthropomorphic World. I mean, I love these animals. Look at this. Sidekick, Daredevil, Codebreaker. How fun is that? Anthropomorphic animals, folks. I love them. I can't get enough of them. Is it a worn out theme or art? I say no. Give me all the anthropomorphic animals, starting with, or including this one, Agent Avenue. So this is a filler game, so I'd like to check this one out. Thank you, Kev Meeple, for the suggestion. B. Travis says, my wife is ordering the Grinch version of Flip 7. Yeah, so Flip 7, a classic, a modern classic. I mean, this one really took off 2 years ago at the end of, or was it last year? Oh, it was only last year, right? But yeah, tons of videos here. I know I've played on a couple of different channels, and these are it's such a great game. It's basically blackjack or 21 for gamers. If you like that, just hey, do you hit? Do you stand? Let's go to Maple University. There's Stella. There's cards 1 through 12, or 0 through 12, actually. The numbers tell you how many are in the deck, so 12 12s, 11 11s. And on your turn, you're just trying to, you either stand or you hit. As you hit, you're going to get one card, or, you ask the dealer to give you one card like that. You could either stop, or on your next turn, you stop and bank those points, or you hit and you flip over the card. If you ever get a card that's the same as a card that's already in front of you, you've busted, you score 0 points. Oh, there's a bust, 8 and 8. There are extra cards, some action cards that make it a little more dynamic. And I've already given away, I think, 2 copies of Flip 7. There's a hit modifier. There's a bunch of other stuff too. But I've given away this game, and I always bring it to the holiday parties now, or non-holiday parties. It's just good to have in your on-the-go gaming bag. Okay, let's continue on. Again, these are suggestions from viewers who are watching live right now. Now, the one that's not so, this is the one I wanted to bring up here. I forgot to, Letters for Santa. Where is that? Letters for Santa. Okay, there it is. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, this one's $75 on eBay. I was going to say, you could probably find this real quick, folks, but apparently not. Letters to Santa, Celebrity Edition. No. We're talking about Letters to Santa. This is the Love Letter reskin, and it's the Christmas version, which is super cute. And I just saw right here, it says $75 on eBay. I probably should have kept my copy then, right? Oh, well. if you can track this down, friends, it's a wonderful addition to your holiday gaming. Yeah, I mean, it's love letter, but it's super cute and it's Christmas themed. So if you have the means to do so, check that one out. Love letter or letters to Santa. I'm gonna share a couple of mine that are on my list that I think would make a great holiday gift. Starting with this one here. Nope, that's not it. Finspan. I did a solo run through of this. I really like this. Now, a lot of folks. Okay, so there's Wingspan, the original. Then we had Wormspan, and then now we have a Finspan. I felt like there was some people in the board game community, especially online, that were sort of like, poo-pooing this game. Like, how much more blank span can we have? And I really think that Finspan is the best introduction to the Wingspan series of games. I just feel like they've smoothed out a lot of things. It's just more intuitive. You are building your engine. You go down into the depths of each little part of the ocean here, and you're playing fish. I just think everything moves smoother, and I really think a lot about that video where Mandy Patinkin, it went viral. I think it was his son or someone, a friend of the family, or someone was trying to teach Mandy Patinkin, the actor, how to play Wingspan, and it was you could tell he was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. There was like so many rules, and if you think about it, we as gamers, if you're watching this, I think you're a hardcore gamer like I am. Well, maybe you're not. If you are watching this for watching channel for the first time, thank you so much for hanging out. Wingspan, it's definitely more than just a gateway game, right? There's a lot of stuff going on, and I think Wingspan or Finspan takes some of the things and just drills them down a little more, where smooths it out. It's not quite as like I don't know. I wouldn't say fiddly, but it really is less fiddly than Wingspan or Wormspan. Now, I have not played Wormspan. I know that one is a little more complex than Wingspan. I would like to play it someday, but I had a great time soloing, as you can watch here, soloing the game Finspan here. I love the theme. Of course, it's animals, it's fish. But here you are trying to get the eggs in there, which will sprout into schools of fish, which you get more points. And as you just read down your going down your fish in each column, you'll unlock those things like the engine building part of it, where you're going to build stronger actions and unlocking extra resources and stuff. But I really think, for my money, Finspan is the way to go when you're trying to introduce someone to the Wingspan world of games. So that's Finspan. Let's move on to another game that I really enjoyed this year. I'd like to recommend for last minute gift shopping. This one is Point Galaxy. Point Galaxy is the next step in the Galaxy system of games, or the Point system of games. We had the first one, Point Salad, super light drafting set collection game, where you have a 3x3 grid of cards, and you're going to select two of them and then start building your own tableau. Point Salad is terrific with up to 6 players. It's so much fun. The next evolution was Point City, which was a engine builder, so a small engine builder, and it had the resources they had to make your city buildings in. You bring those cities into your tableau, and then you'll have like a small engine builder that you can get more goods to build more buildings. Now this one, Point Galaxy, really, I think by far it's the most complex of the three, but it's not like something like a super brain burner. But what's neat is they've kept the core game mechanisms, which I think is important. Because I like that simple, straightforward, hey, take 2 cards every turn, put in your tableau, boom, that's all your turn. But with Point Galaxy, they really ramped up the complexity as far as scoring is concerned, because you have your planets, you have your moons, you have your asteroids, and then you have the suns. So each column that you build in your tableau, you can build as many as you want, but each one's going to score differently depending on what type of sun that you place at the top of it. And also there might be asteroids, and then there might be moons. But what really sets this game apart that I love is how you build each column, how you build each galaxy in your solar system in your galaxy. So they have numbers on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. You could go either in ascending or descending order. But once you start down a path, you cannot change back and forth unless you use a wormhole. So there is one exception. So you're building like 1, 4, 6. That's fine. You could skip numbers. But you obviously want a lot of those numbers in, because the more planets you have to satisfy that scoring condition, the better. The wormhole will allow you to reverse track. So if I go 1, 3, 5, put a wormhole, then it's like, hey, now I can go 4, 2, 1, or whatever. So that gets you more planets. And then you have the rocket ships up there that give you extra points. If you get, I think it's 3 rocket ships in your tableau, you're going to pull one of those rocket tokens, which gives you another scoring option. Point Galaxy, friends, is a lot. It's great. I've loved this. As you can see, I'm playing it solo. I love solo gaming. The solo game is got a really neat system where you're just going against an AI, but they're basically going around the tableau. I think it's not 12 turns maybe or something like that, and they're just going to take cards away from you, and they're going to score a slightly different but similar. They just don't build the tableau with everything. They just have the set symbols. But Point Galaxy, friends, cannot recommend it highly enough. I love this game, and I think you would too. So let's move on. The next game, by the way, I want to be totally transparent. I have done paid previews for some of these. Finspan, I didn't do a paid preview, but I did get the game for free from Stonemeyer. I did do a paid preview for Point Galaxy. And the next one, I did a paid preview for Rahdo's channel. It is Big Sur. Again, I'm trying to be fully transparent, but the games that I do paid previews for the most part, I'm really familiar with the game, and I've agreed with the publisher to take some money and either live stream it or produce a video. This one here, Big Sur, I wasn't sure if I'd never heard of the game before, but when I read the rule book, we get the rule books before we agree to do any video. I read the rule book. I saw the designer Mondo Davis. Just by his name alone, I'm immediately interested, because I think Mondo is producing some outstanding games that are easily approachable for new gamers. Yet this one, especially Big Sur, this might be his best one to date. He also did Colorfield, which I enjoyed as a light tile layer. But this one, it is a tableau builder, engine builder, and it's got this really cool theme of, okay, you are trying to build along Big Sur, the California Highway 1 Pacific Coast Highway here in the west coast of California. But you're using the really neat hand management system where, okay, am I going to use this card for, as you can see there, am I using this card for the resource, or am I going to place it in my tableau and extend my road? Now, the road's got a couple of different icons. You want to make it as long as possible, but you also want to get the right icons in the right places so you can score bonuses based on some of the bonus cards that come out, the scoring cards at the top there. This card game really surprised the heck out of me. I love this one. Again, I did this for Rahdo, and I'd say about 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times we do not take games to do previews for, because we got a ton of requests and we turned down a lot of games. But this one I did not turn down, and I'm so glad I didn't. I love this. I was really fortunate that I got to do the video. So, of course, Rahdo he always gets first choice, but for some reason he passed on this. Maybe he just thought it was going to be a light card game. And it is a light card game as far as rules are concerned. But when you're actually playing it, much more going on than you would expect. I really love that. So, Big Sur, highly recommend. Card games, I love card games like this where it's simple to learn, but definitely got a lot more going on to it than you'd expect. So, simple to learn, difficult to master. I don't know about mastering it, but I really think it's a game that a lot of gamers sort of, I don't know if it flew under the radar, but definitely check it out, friends, if you can, find yourself a copy. And it's a great gifting game. So these are all games that I recommend to not only play, but also to gift, because I think the best way to gift something is, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate, let's play. I'll teach you how to play it. So check that out. Now, we had just talked about the op. Another one that I did, again, totally transparent. I did a paid preview for this this was one of my favorite games of this year, Fountains. This is a tile laying game, but as you can see here, I'm playing a solo game. Look at those tiles. Those are different. Those are not your standard tiles, polyomino tiles. And in Fountains, you're building this fountain, so the water needs to flow. And as you place these pieces together, there are 2 rules. Well, there's actually 1 rule for placement. Two corners, the dark bricks, must touch another piece. Now, you can build on top, which is really neat. I love the 3D aspect of this. But that's the 1 rule. The other thing that you need to focus on, you're going to be scoring different features, whether it's fish, lily pads, you'll get coins, etc., etc. But the thing you need to pay attention to, which I think, distinguishes itself, is the fountain, the water jet flow. Because you don't want any pond scum or pond weeds to grow because the water is just still dead. You want to make sure the water continues to flow, and you need to do that by placing fountains, jet streams they call it, in your higher level, so the water will flow. Because if they don't, you put these pond scum or pond grass things, tokens on them, and that means you cannot score those items. Like, you're gonna literally cover up like any fish that are in there, because fish need, they need running water, friends. So it is a wonderful game. Highly, again, another one from the op that surprised me, because the op there, one of the games we talked about earlier, Flip 7, right? Super light, card game based, family approachable. But Fountains, I just happen to have it here. Again, full disclosure, I did do a paid live stream for it. But Fountains, folks, legit solid tile lane. Sort of like, there's that one, I think a couple of years ago, Acropolis. It's got a little bit of that in its DNA. Acropolis, as far as like 3D building, where you can build stuff on top. But what really is neat about this, what I like this better about Acropolis, is you'll see this here, if I can point it out right here. The scoreboard. I'm trying to point, I'm trying to get my pointer. It's not showing up. Anyways, where my hand was right there. See those 3 pawns? On your turn, you get to pick any one of those pawns and move it 1 or 2 spaces. Or maybe is it 3? It's been a minute since I played. You move that pawn, you take that tile. Now, if that pawn lands on its same color, so as you can see there's a white pawn, a brown pawn, and then a blue pawn. If that lands on the same color, like if white lands on the white space, you take your tile, place it, and then you're going to score that element. There are 3 different elements. So the blue is, you're going to score how big your pool is, or how many pools you have. So each pool is, there it is, a perfect zoom in. The brown one is for lily pads, and the white one, was that for fish? Yeah, anyways, each one represents a different thing that you can score, and once you land on it, you place your tile, then everyone scores at the same time. And the one that's like competitive is the pond one. You rank it versus everyone else. Who has the most ponds, you get X amount of points. Second place gets X amount of points. So, really terrific game. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Buy it for yourself or buy it for other folks. Okay, let's continue with the holiday shopping here. Wow, did I do another game by the op? Okay, they did send a free copy, but I loved it. Becca Scott loved it. We played it on Good Morning Society. Was it last Gen Con? I think it was this last Gen Con when this came out, or was it? I don't know if it was this year or last year. It's all a big blur. But Becca played this one at Gen Con. She loved it. She told me, you've got to play Tacta. I was like, cool. So I brought it to the studio. We played this live, and it is fantastic. Now, this is what you think of with the op, right? We were just talking about there are approachable, accessible games like Flip 7. There are more strategic games like Fountains. Tacta is one of those, almost like combines best of both worlds. It's super simple. You have a hand of cards. Take one card, place them on the table. You cover up the matching like corner or side, and then you play until all your cards are gone. And then whoever has the most of their symbols or their color wins. It's super simple, but it's way more strategic than you think, because you're trying to cover up the sides and the corners in a way that it covers up your opponent's colors or symbols. And that was what surprised me about this. And Becca and I had a really good match. I think she beat me by like 2 points or something like that. It was so close, but it is such a great game. Now, what's interesting is the table that you play at, I would recommend having a bigger table because I was surprised by how much of this took. Like I don't know how far, I'm going to see, I'll bump it up here. Okay, we managed to stay on the table, but as you can see, we're really getting close to the edges there. Yeah, I no, I don't think we moved anything, but look how close. So this is a perfect game for a larger table. Now, I think it plays up to 4 or 5. I'm not sure how many, but you can look that up on BGG. But it is so good. Again, simple yet strategic. I don't know how this one I feel like needs a bigger table. Now, don't let that scare you off. You know, any gaming table you can play on in. But I just feel like for me, it was really nice to have it spread out like that. For those of you looking for something to gift to someone that's really into brain burners, Tend. We played this on Good Time Society. Once again, a paid preview. Becca, myself, Ashley Morgan, and Shay Parker. This is one of the crunchiest roll and writes I've ever played. Like, it is right up there. Now I feel bad. I still have not played Hadrian's Wall. I know that one's really highly recommended. But I have played Twilight Inscription. And this one, 10, is fantastic. Oh, there's Ashley and Shay. It's like a sort of sci-fi-ish, where you're on a different planet, but you're just a farmer trying to tend to your crops. You can go fishing. And what this is, it's a flip and write. You're playing 12 rounds, and it's a shared, a deck of cards. So you're gonna have certain actions available each round, and you and your opponents can choose different ones. Oh man, I forgot how crunchy this was. On Saturday night, I went to my local game store, Critical Hit Games, Corona, California. I played games there, and the one of the gentlemen there said, "Oh, I just got the new copy of Tend." I was like, "Cool, I played it before." When he went through the teach, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot how much this was, or like how much game there was in this." As you can see, we all have multicolored pens. You're going to use those to draw on your scorecard. You're going to actually have 2 scorecards. You have your one main sheet that you're going to, X out stuff, take different actions. And then you're going to have a secondary score sheet, which is your, is it not Mission Quest? I forget the name of it. Your manifest. So you're going to actually mark in your manifest the things that, some of the things that you've done. And then that's going to line up. And if you complete a row, you get a free action. The other actions that you can do is tend to your farm, so you can grow crops. Each season they will grow, and you're going to flip over a die that indicates how far they've grown. To me, it's bonkers how much stuff there is in this game. This is a crunchy Euro game roll and write, and I had such a great time. I've had great experiences with this at 4, and we played a 5-player game on Saturday. But here's my thing. This one is so crunchy that I want to play this solo so I can really dive into it. Because I don't know if you're the type of player. I'm the type of player where if I am taking too long on my turn and I can feel it, I'd rather just, take a turn. It may not be optimal, but I don't want, I want everyone to have a good time. And to me, I don't like to sit around while someone APs out their turn. It's just, to me, that's not fun. And that's why a crunchy roll and write like this one, like 10, I feel like this would be a great solo experience, because then I can just sort of take my time, really try to figure out how I can optimize and be most efficient with all these, because it is combo-tastic, friends. That's what it really felt satisfying on Saturday night. So when I did this, spoiler alert, when I played with Becca and crew, I didn't do that hot. But on Saturday night, I remember some of the lessons I learned my first game. And I brought those in and was like, okay, now this feels a lot better. Where I figured out, okay, here's how I can combo here, here, and here. So there's turns where, especially towards later in the game, where you go from one thing to another and it was really neat. Very satisfying. Having said that, it's a lot. This is definitely not hey, I'm going to buy this for my brother or sister or whoever that never plays board games. Not it. The Tend is from Ivy Studio. They do some of the highest quality games, so you're going to get this really nice as far as components, and this is something I think the hardcore gamer in life will appreciate, a game like Tend. So as you can see here, you get dice. So you're going to be rolling dice when you go fishing. That's one of the actions. There are dice here that are going to represent your crops. So you'll take a die and you'll put it on your board, and then each season you'll flip the die to the next number, because that's how it grows. The pens, I think, are the really neat treat. If you get, I think it's the upgraded deluxe edition. Each marker, different color. And what's great is for each color they have separate symbols. So for me, who's colorblind, a red green, they have different symbols for those, so it's easy to tell. And what's the coolest thing is you flip the marker around, and on the other side, it's like a stamp. It's like, you know, one of those rubber stamps where you ink it and stamp it. That's how this is in 10. And when you stamp it, it has a unique symbol for each one. It's like you stamp the fish, it's got like a little fish symbol. You stamp the leaf, little leaf symbol, and so, or if I think that's for farming, I forget. But anyways, 10, friends, highly recommend for the crunchiness in your life. Okay, let's take a look at some of these comments here. Thank you, friends. Dark Satanica was talking about Tacta, playing on the floor instead. Good idea. Foods and board games don't mix well anyway, Bing says. Nightmares of Cheeto fingers. Yeah, but here's the thing. Chopsticks. The greatest invention ever. For any kind of Cheeto or salty or sweet snack that has lots of dust, Cheetos. You'll never have Cheeto fingers again. Or chopsticks. You'll never have Cheeto fingers again. Manny Patinkin wouldn't like it, yeah. 10 is definitely something a little more crunchy that Mr. Patinkin may not like, right? And Kookabreel says, hi, Captain. Just jumped in or rewatched later. Catch up. Thank you. Happy holidays to you, friend. Appreciate you. Friends, watching on YouTube, you watch some of the recommendations for last-minute holiday game shopping. Drop in the comments below your recommendations so everyone can get those last-minute ideas shopping. And thanks again for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.